Okay, so we'll start for the Stepping Into Plan for Success session for today. If I could also remind everyone to please put your phones on mute, so we'll, to prevent any background noise disruptions, and there will be an opportunity for you at the end to unmute your phones to ask any questions that relates to the program. We're happy to answer that for you. But if you would like to type in your any questions, you can use the live chat function. So Snail, the program coordinator, Melbourne-based, she will be answering those questions for you. Again, my name is Philip, and I am the Sydney-based program coordinator, and I will be running into the today's sessions for the Plan for Success, stepping into winter 2019. Okay, so the session overview is the general information I will go through about the Australian Network in Disability and about the Stepping Into program and what will be the next step when you after you completed your application form or when you're about to complete your application in form. And then we'll move on to some job applications, some tips, top tips on your resume writing, how to craft a successful cover letter, and how to answer a short answer questions, and then the interview, the preparation, and the use of STAR technique to be able to answer any behavioral type interview questions, how to be more effective, and then we'll move on to building a network or networking, and then elevator pitch. For example, if you met someone in influence, so people in influence in the industry that you are interested into, how could you talk, what type of information that you should say to that person. And then before we end, we'll do the sharing information or the disability management in the workplace, and we'll discuss the workplace adjustments or the adjustments that you would need to perform the inherent requirements of the role or for the internship in this case. So, about the Australian Network on Disability. So, the Australian Network on Disability, or AND, is a non-profit organization and resourced by both public and private sector businesses on a national basis. Our mission is to create a disability confident Australia by providing expert advice and services to our members on disability. We work with businesses across all aspects, including training of staff, HR policies and procedure, and accessibility of products, services, and premises. Our purpose is to advance the equitable inclusion of people with disability in all aspects of business. So again, we are not a charity or a recruitment agency, though we do perform some recruitment through the Stepping Into program. And our main focus is on educating employers to ensure their disability confidence in their workplace. Again, I'll just put an importance on that we are not a charity. We are not a recruitment agency because other students and other job seekers thinks that the Australian Network and Disability is a partner or related to the disability employment services provider. So moving on, about the Stepping Into program. So Stepping Into program started in 2005, and Spark Helmer wanted to engage university law students with disability in their organization for their grad roles, but discovered that they were unable to compete with other students without disability because they lack experience and a work history. Working with Australian Network and Disability, the Stepping Into program was developed and piloted with Spark Helmo lawyers and was found to be very effective in assisting students with experience and confidence to apply for grad roles, and also assisted workplace to become more familiar and confident in implementing workplace adjustments. So how does it work? So employers or member organization offer opportunities for students with disability to gain work experiences in various disciplines. So, what can you expect as an intern? So, that interview experience, a supported recruitment process, valuable feedback, and a degree relevant work. So, then what to expect also with the stepping into program is for if you need a interview adjustment, for example, longer time in completing an online test or online psychometric test, and then you can request that through this program with the help of this program. Um, and then, but we will further discuss that if we have invited you for a Skype or one-on-one interview. So the time frame, so applications are now open for the winter program, and it will be open until the 7th of April 2019. And we will be shortlisting at the around May, June, and the interview will be held with the host employer around May, June as well. And July or August is the placement commence. So second round of interviews with host employer will take place, as I said, around May or June, and placements to commence around end of June or July 2019. Placements may be completed on a full-time or part-time basis. Hours and flexibility must be negotiated with the host employer prior to commencing a placement. Next is the process. So, what is the application process for the Stepping Into program? So, attend an information session, submit an application online. So, attend on-one interview with Australian Network and Disability, and we will advise if you are shortlisted. So the interview process is host employers contact shortlisted candidates directly. Shortlisted candidates attend an interview, a face-to-face, phone or Skype interview, and host employer advises the student about the outcome directly. Next is the onboarding process. So any onboarding requirements of host employer, for example, is police check and implementation of workplace adjustment. During your interview with us, Australian Network and Disability, we will ask you about the adjustments that you would need to be more productive and to perform the inherent requirements of the role. And then we will submit that to the hiring manager for that. And then prior, if you are successful and prior to start commencing the placement, so those workplace adjustment will be implemented. So, what will be the next steps? So, if you haven't if you haven't completed the application form, you need to prepare your resume, academic transcript, access plan, or medical documentation, and also then apply online. Be prepared to answer a short answer questions. If you have already applied previously, let us know if you would like us to copy your previous application to the winter program. And if this is your first time applying for the program, one of the program's team member will contact you to arrange a meeting. And when your application is received, if you had an interview with A&D staff for the last 12 months, you are not required to have another one. Again, if you haven't already, you may wish to start preparing your documents to submit with your application. Application for the winter 2019 will close in the 7th of April 2019. If you have never attended a screening interview with Australian Network and Disability, we will contact you to set up a time. Now this is the best time for you to unmute your phones, or you can type in your questions to the live chat functions. Happy to answer them. Again, thanks everyone for dialing in today's session. Thank you for participating, and we'll look forward in receiving your application form for this Stepping Into Winter 2019.